Hey, it's Kayla. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be hopefully finishing What Remains of Edith Finch. So today we're going to jump back into What Remains of Edith Finch, and I'm hoping that we can finish the game today. Maybe. If I can remember what I'm doing. Okay. So I don't exactly remember where we left off. I think we went through all of the rooms and went through the storylines of everybody. We just went through the cemetery, I'm pretty sure. And then she said that she was pregnant. Okay, so I think that's where we left off. I'm kind of remembering now. That is crazy. I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little rusty right now because I don't remember the game. It's been a little bit since I played.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged. Not quite.
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? Please just take the damn picture.
Oh.
Hey, language.
Where is she? Oh. My bad, my bad.
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's
I
the
know.
spirit. Okay, got it.
Imagine your dad's taking
I'm
a
gonna
picture
take
and
some
you're gonna
pictures,
shoot your car
okay?
instead.
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Aw. You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Oh.
Hey!
Didn't mean to do that.
That's a keeper. Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
We're specifically supposed to take a picture or something.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn.
Glory bird.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
I keep getting stupid.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Dawn! I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay? Sorry, Dawn. Just gotta reset the timer.
Oh god, I gotta run? Oh, okay.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so...
normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about—
Dad!
Oh.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Okay.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Well, did I see everything in here, though?
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Okay. Now we go through the little door.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
I'm gonna be honest, if you remember when I played Close to the Sun, I had like a slight issue before I started this where I couldn't get the game to start, and I thought I was gonna have to replay the whole thing. I was getting so nervous before.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Sorry, I have to voice over this. It's just not gonna work. I'll explain in a second. I think he saw things the rest of us don't. Yeah, this got copyrighted. It's an audio. So this is just gonna be awkwardly me. How do I... There we go. And I didn't even realize what was going on at the time. That took way too long to, like, put the frog down.
That time's over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie.
Hello? Ah. Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now. I feel like I need to read it. I don't know. I wonder what he saw. What his world was like.
No,
Also,
I
ignore
missed
me,
her. Wait.
like, sounding stupid, because
Don't come back,
I
don't come
was
back.
so
I wanna get
tired.
them all. One more.
She's arguing with him in the background, but you can't hear it.
Yes. There we go.
He reminded me so much of Calvin.
And Snape.
Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was he saw.
Can we get the whale? No?
The way that it took me way too long, and I was like, are we supposed to just dance here? Is this supposed to be just like the swim team thing? No, it was not. At least I don't think it was. Just gonna speed this part up. Also, in case you were wondering, the audio that got muted, it was, well, it blocked the video. It didn't just mute the audio, it blocked the entire video. That's why I'm doing this now and it's uploading late. I'm sorry. But it was the Nutcracker Ballet Suite one. Like, you'll know what I mean if you don't have to just, like, kind of look it up. It sure made
There we
him
go, I got
happy.
him.
I know how silly it sounds. That I worried about a baby being too happy. She's still arguing with him this whole time in the background still. Like muffled. But I could feel him slipping away.
I gotta see Donnie. Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could.
I just don't notice.
Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this. No, I don't wanna.
I wish he could have told me.
About the world he saw. Okay, there's so much I don't understand about Gregory. About everything. Still the music. Sorry. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too.
Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
If you're gonna get to like move the mouse. I don't see the frog, do you? That's sad.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, "We don't need a stepmom," were the words that I
now
remembered.
pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to
Come here.
But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
So I'm guessing Gus didn't. Oops. For the letter.
rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't, until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus. My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
I'm like so stressed for this girl going through these things.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
Or I meant this isn't Milton's castle. Well, let's see. Oh, we can enter this way. Okay.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on. Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to
Began to what?
wander.
Oh.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names.
Lost the fish, now we're behind.
He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more.
I like how this is changing.
I worried about him then,
Like it's 3D now.
daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him.
We're gonna lose a hand.
It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery.
Lost him.
But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him. At all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor, and he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen.
Ah! I crashed my boat.
The queen was on her own quest for sinister serpents. He followed the sound of her silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. Began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Louis, the cannery worker.
No. I understand the storylines, but like I feel like I don't like ending them all.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
We're walking up here.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him. His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
Oh my god, they're gonna guillotine him?
Bend down his head. And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
That's terrible.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him. On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine!
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
I really hope I didn't miss another room when they said Milton's castle.
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
I don't want to like skip them. It's like if there's something more, just at saving. I thought the Barbara Finch thing was interesting though, like how they did the comic book thing. I like how they keep adding in the different things from each one too. I just like the games like these where they take a lot of time to like you know they're really into it. It's not the game, I'm really tired. It's been a long weekend at work. Like running on 2 hours of sleep. Oh, that's cool. I think we were just going backwards, right? Because then that was the key thing for the basement in the beginning. Oh, that's cool. So then did I miss people? Because I didn't get Milton's. I want to replay Milton's story, I guess, because I missed his. Yes. That's really neat. I like that, because I was afraid I was gonna have to, like, replay the whole thing. Alright, hold on. Pause. Okay. Because I said Milton's Castle, and then I think I went the wrong way, because where's this? Okay, so that's my problem. I should have went straight across. I'm looking at the wrong... I should have went straight across from here, and instead I went up the stairs, and I could feel it, too, and I was like, I should just... I knew it as soon as I did it, and then it was already too late. Okay, anyway... Can we walk around the outside? Is there anything out here? Let's just go around. Yes, okay. There's the old house. Okay. I really like the premise of this, though. Like, I think it's neat how they have these all separately. I feel like it's crazy that they're all, like, the same house, but, like, that's the point, I guess. Okay. So he's an artist. Oh my gosh.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
My bad. I thought I had to keep moving.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
I really like these two, like how they have the paintings of them. So then, did we get everybody then? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember all of them, and when I was playing them, I was a little confused. So we are Edith, though, so, like, I feel like this is a me thing. Like, I'm confused now. So we know she passed away, but she had a son? So who's her son? Did she name her son Gus? I have so many questions. I think I need to look it up. Because, I'm having a moment. This one was really sad, the Gregory one. Hold on. Okay, now I'm having a moment. And I need to look it up. Well, hold on. I'm gonna go more into this really quick. So, I really like this game. If you don't want to go into, like, where I'm gonna look some things up because I'm a little confused, that's it. That was the full game. We ended with Edith, not Edith. Edith, not Edie. My God. At the top, right there. Edith. Edith passed away, and then we had her son. So, yeah, I really like this game. I love these kind of games. It is very somber one. I can do without the sad games, but I will play them. I like these kind of storyline games, you know what I mean? So yeah, if you want to keep watching, I'm gonna look up a few things really quick. So if you're confused, then I will explain. And if not, thanks for watching. So if you're staying, I'm having a moment and I'm really tired and I cannot think straight, so I apologize if this sounds really dumb. So, anyway, so we know that Edie, oh my God, we know that Edith passed away. Not Edie, Edith. Edith passed away. And I didn't get it when it happened, so Edith passed away during childbirth then, I'm guessing. That's the way it explains on here. And then her son is Christopher. I think I just didn't read something when the screen was on. Hold on. I can't think. Sorry. So people are saying at the ending, which I'm not here mentally right now. So, the heartbeat was fading. Like it was stopping. Like when we were like going through, I think, but that walking thing, which I kind of thought that was like a birth thing, but like I didn't, just like wasn't clicking in my mind. Then her heartbeat is fading at the end, and that's what that was. And then like that means that she probably died during childbirth, and then she gave birth to Christopher. I don't know where we see Christopher as the name, but I don't know if I really want to like go through a whole thing here because there's like a thing explaining and saying that Edie killed Molly. Like obviously these people probably aren't like special like the way that they're having these powers, but like also like is it in this world that they're supposed to be special? Because then like maybe they are. I mean, then we have Edith telling us like I don't believe that, so like it's normal world. See, I don't want to read these only because this is like a kind of forum thing. And I don't know how I feel about that. Or what about this one? Too much. If I'm not recording. Oh my god, I think I'd cry. Oh, this is cool. They're showing. Oh yeah, we did see the old house, I think. Okay. Yeah, they're plagued by their uncontrollable imagination. I'm reading this article. I don't want to read this article though. I want to go to bed actually, but I also need to know like I don't know. I didn't really click on it, but it's saying like more or less you're supposed to take like everything they say with like a grain of salt, obviously. But they're saying like because like Molly, the girl, because she was hungry and stuff, and then like she said she was gonna eat the animals or whatever, and was turning into animals. They were like, oh well, technically Edie intentionally. It says like we could say that Edie killed Molly because she locked the door. So I thought so Edie locked the door. See, I shouldn't be doing this right now because I'm just not. I can't think straight. It's a secret ending? What do you mean? I don't think there's a secret ending. I think there's one ending. What? Yeah, Hi Google, it's me again, except I don't know what is right to read or not. I don't know. Moral of the story, it's a really cool game. If you want to break it down and look at all the things and be like, I think this is how it actually happened, have at it. I'm too tired, and anything I say is just not gonna make any sense right now. So yeah. That was the what was this? That was what that was what remains of Edith Finch. I like it. I like the game. I like this kind of games. Recommend more games that you think I should play. I'm probably gonna play I'm probably gonna play this bed we made next. Like I said, I posted in the community thing. I don't know if you see those, but I made like a content calendar, and every single free time I have is packed. So we will have a decent amount of content for Halloween. Please check it out because I'm going to be extremely tired by the end of the month. And I'm test running that new recipe I was talking about in the other video, if you saw that. So I will be sharing that whole thing eventually. Anyway, that is all. And I'm probably gonna go film a makeup video now. So, let me know what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below if there's anything you think that is interesting about this game that I am not sharing. Or, yeah. Thanks for watching.